And I want to say a preliminary word here before we even get into the substance of the message. I know in a lot of churches, it's sort of the pastor's job just to dispense truth, and it's the job of the attenders to just receive that truth. The pastor's sort of the truth dispenser. And in those contexts, you're not really encouraged to think a whole lot or to question a lot or to think critically about things. In fact, in many religious contexts, if you question what the pastor says or question what the church believes or question the church tradition, well, you'll be looked at with suspicious eyes and maybe even meet a lot of hostility. That is not our attitude here at Woodland Hills Church. Just want you to know that. We don't think that God asks us to check our brain at the door when we come in. In fact, what I see in Scripture is that God encourages us to think. That's one of the ways we worship God with all of our mind. And you'll find heroes throughout the Bible who wrestled with God, and they questioned God, and they questioned things. And I don't think God is offended by that. I think in some ways that can be a sign. Some people think that questioning is the opposite of faith, and I don't think that for a moment. Sometimes not questioning is a sign that you don't really care. You don't care enough to think about stuff. And so God is okay with our questioning. And we're called to be people who are honest. And I think if you're honest and you're a thinking person, you're going to have questions about stuff. We're to get all of our life from Jesus Christ, not from all of our theological opinions, which is important. Because if you're getting life from being right about everything, including your view of hell, well, then the minute I or anyone else questions it, you're going to get angry. You'll also find that it's impossible for you to learn anything. Because your life is found in believing that you already know. I know they say that if you want to build a big church, you don't want to cause a lot of, stay away from controversial issues. You don't want to cause a lot of questioning. People don't like to. They've done studies on this. The average person doesn't like to be forced to think a lot. And so you just state things as though everything was clear and unambiguous and convince people that what they believe is the truth and that's what they want. And as a matter of fact, I have gotten more than a few emails from people who have told me that they don't like to come to the church anymore because they don't like to go someplace where some of their traditional beliefs are going to be questioned or where they're forced to think and question their traditional beliefs. It irritates them. Which is a great policy if you can assume that everything you've ever been taught is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yeah, fine. Well, then you don't have to think about anything anymore. But lucky you, the one person on the planet who got it all in 8th grade in Sunday school class. The rest of us have to wonder about what is true. My working assumption is that the Bible is the inspired Word of God, and I try to get my thought to line up with the biblical teaching. But I'm not always convinced that what people think the Bible teaches is what the Bible actually teaches. And so it is okay. We got to give each other some slack here. We may agree or disagree, but it's okay to wonder out loud as an honest person with the text. That's not a lack of faith, that's a sign of faith.